Hello, mech fans. This is Duncan Fisher. Hold on firmly to your mana potions, fireballs, and familiars, because you are tuning in to your regularly scheduled episode of the First Circuit Podcast.
MechWarrior Online. There wasn't a whole lot going on with MechWarrior Online. We promised you a retrospective on the last two patches. I apologize in the name of the First Circuit Podcast. We haven't really gotten around to playing all that much MechWarrior Online yet. We'll bring that to you in a future episode in the very near future, I promise. Until then, a couple minor items. Let's start with this one, Bada. You noticed a small change to the Hunter pack.
Yep. I'm not sure of the whole story behind this, but presumably at least not enough people are buying the Hunter pack, so they have actually updated it. And in particular, I know the Stalker has now got a larger engine size, and there's more energy hardpoints on the mech, so that there's actually more unique to the Stalker than it just being slightly different hardpoint locations.
Do
you
Does
think
that change anything about what we said about the Hunter pack? Is it now suddenly worth buying?
No.
That's a weighted question. I'm so sorry. I didn't give you a good opportunity to say yes to this one.
Like our impressions before was all sort of like, oh hey, these two variants are kind of interesting, particularly if you like your laser vomit, though they aren't particularly radical departures from anything else we've seen
Yeah.
before.
I mean, like, I
Yeah.
like it just for the the MRE pack and how the mech looks, and then also like all the different bonuses you get with it. And it's not a bad deal, but I mean, am I going to rush to the store and get it? No. But if I have $20 laying around, or don't get coffee for a month or something, or 2 days at Starbucks, it should be fine.
Okay, so yeah, small update to Hunter pack. If you like laser vomit, you're probably gonna be quite happy with this. Otherwise, it's probably not gonna change your opinion about that particular pack.
Yeah.
And speaking of opinion, I don't even know how to start with this one.
I don't either, actually. Well, okay. A name was changed of trans rights from MechWarrior Online. So then someone, I think the name was Bunny or something like that, got upset and so started spreading what's going on, and basically saying, PGI is anti-trans. Russ got on, screwed up the whole situation, like always, and then the email started coming out of what patients sent, I guess, that Bunny person. Like I excuse me, I forgot the name. Sorry. Like what happened to the Bunny person, and then it just started blowing up from there about PGI being anti-trans, and that's the whole story. And then PGI kind of Matt Newman came on and said, "Hey, we're not anti-trans. This is not who we are. That kind of thing." And that's the gist of it. I don't want to go into any details per se, but that's the kind of like the gist that I got.
Yeah, basically in the competitive series, there are two teams with names some people took offense with, in particular the MechWarrior Online moderation team, who forced the team to change the names. And as far as I can tell, they reversed that decision and apologized.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of having team names like this. It's along the lines of the Free Hong Kong stuff we've heard, and sorry Bob for getting the video pulled from YouTube because of mentioning Hong Kong.
Damn you.
But I don't see an issue, and I was a bit weirded out hearing that they forced the name change. So yeah.
Yeah, it's the tricky thing whenever you have a naming that is sort of political, even if it's something you could agree with. If you had a team name "Slavery is Bad," it's still sort of a bit odd. You're just here to play a game, and the moderation team might raise an eyebrow. But obviously, if they take action, people might feel like, "Oh, wait, are you saying slavery is good?" And it's like, "Oh no, we're getting into the politics that we weren't here for in the first place. We're here to have fun with the mechs." I think at least that's.
Yeah.
Hopefully, everyone can agree on that. But yeah, in the end, they're at least they've tried to say mea culpa, and I think the teams have kept their names.
Yeah.
And let's all agree the best name a team could have is quad mech representation. That's a very important topic close to my heart. And of course, Urbi Supremacy is never a bad choice.
Didn't you actually say that to to Mitch, basically? Mitch Gilliman.
Yeah.
And
I
like you
went
said,
to
yeah.
I went to Gamescom at some point with a giant poster with quad representation something. Apparently, that wasn't in good taste because I made fun of a certain organization in the United States that I wasn't all that aware of.
Mm. Well, you
I
said
still
on the
enjoyed running
podcast.
around Gamescom with the poster.
I thought you said it during the podcast too, like episode 200 or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
talking
mean,
to Mitch
quad
Gilliman.
makes us such a giant meme in the MechWarrior community as a whole.
Exactly.
We can never let it die.
Oh no. So that was trans rights. Hey, it's you should have trans rights. I'm sorry, that's just me. Okay, all good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of it for MechWarrior Online. Again, we're sorry about not bringing you our in detailed opinion about the map updates. You'll get them very soon.
Well, once we get
I know
updates,
I have strong opinions about those, and I'm thinking the other people here do as well.
Sort of do, but I am still waiting for my order of bath bags.
I'm still waiting for
What?
barf bags.
Yes,
Why?
Oh,
I'll just endure whilst playing.
yeah,
Oh,
okay. Because the new map is so bad, you're gonna, yeah,
barf.
I get it now.
Yeah, they take my favorite map, and yeah.
Okay.
So then, the reason none of us have played MechWarrior Online is because we have a different MechWarrior game that kind of took away all of our time.
Yes. MechWarrior 5. Been playing that. Finished the DLC, and now I'm mech hunting again. So I got like 15 out of 49. So that's basically what the game is. Like literally, they should call it Mech Hunting 5. That type of thing.
So like 15 where we have all the variants
Yeah.
from that particular chassis. Oh,
Yeah.
oh god.
Yeah.
Why
I
are you
know.
torturing yourself like that?
I don't know, but it's just something to do, man. Like in the game, because
Just download some mods, start a new campaign. Jeez.
I don't like starting over, man. I hate starting over. I just want to play a game, enjoy it, and then toss it aside type thing.
Yeah, I played an extra, I think, 70 hours after the last podcast, just doing a whole campaign playthrough, which included the Kestrel Lancers again, just because I got far enough in the timeline for it to happen. But because I was playing the campaign, I had a very, very overpowered lance for the Kestrel
Yes.
Lancers that time, and so I just breezed through it, no problem.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
Yeah.
had a bit of a similar experience. I restarted a modded playthrough in 3015. No campaign though, because let's face it, the campaign just makes you way too overpowered for any of the other missions. And I would say the 3015 start is not a good start if you plan on playing the Kestrel Lancers, because by the time the Lancers spawn, you're gonna be at a solid assault lance with all the upgrades unlocked, most of the cantina jobs done, and you're just not gonna enjoy it all that much. If you're looking to play the Kestrel Lancers DLC, I do actually recommend taking the Kestrel Lancer start, even if that somewhat limits your initial choice of mechs, because you obviously have your starting lance.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
For me, like, I had sort of make some observations, of course, about the game and how it played, but obviously I hadn't first-hand experience. And I can really say, at least with the campaign, yeah, it plays very differently from when it initially came out. Like for me, a big change is obviously just like you can go off and do the Heroes in the Sphere missions and get yourself a whole bunch of overpowered mechs with lost tech and stuff. It actually kind of undervalues the salvage of other mechs, but it at least somewhat balances things out because you have such powerful mechs. You're able to meet the mech swarms head on.
yeah.
I will say as well, like the cantina. Whilst I'm not a fan of sort of the random missions, and you can only have so many active, particularly some that are really long to complete, um, they did really help increase the value of salvage because at least there's mech collector and inventory collector,
Yeah.
and for me that really helped even out my campaign. I want to just have lots of equipment and stuff to use, and so therefore I'm using max salvage shares. And yeah, with the payouts you're getting from Cantina, it really does you're not being fed materials anymore. The game, the DLCs feed you so much extra, free extra booty.
Yeah, and then the collector shops take away a lot of money since most of the time you're getting less out of those jobs than you would get just selling the salvage stuff.
Yeah, you get less if you
At
sell
least
the
for mechs.
salvage. So you might as well just hold on to like every single weapon possible, because the way the missions work is they can ask you for anything,
Yeah,
and
I've
that's a bit
I've
ridiculous.
started doing that for mechs, so I just have that collection of 6 locusts because I know there's a collector quest that requires 3 locusts. So I'm keeping 6 of them just in case I get it twice in a row. And
Yes.
at some point I just reach level 10 and then I go to the nearest market, dump all my inventory, and I have like 200, 300 million seals from all the mechs I've saved.
Damn.
One feeling I did get reinforced by that, it was a hunch of mine, was just the all the variants and other weapon types are indeed not, they aren't adding so much to the game. So particularly variants, since I'm just rushing out to get those Lost Tech mechs with the Heroes in the Sphere,
Yeah.
and they're specifically marked so you can tell which ones they are. I just rush for those and get really good mechs. So I don't really care about the variants. And even if they do have a variant, like I did pick up like a grasshopper that had like mask, but it's like it doesn't have the large energy CT, and for me it feels a bit undergunned if it's just like 5 medium lasers. So it's like, well, I already have a way better 70 tonner in the form of the Archer, so off into the mech storage you go. The other alternate weapons, I did find there's uses for them. I really do like the short burst lasers, for example. But the tricky thing is just that these alternate weapons almost never appear in salvage,
Yeah.
which means you're only ever picking them up at stores.
Yeah,
For
actually,
the
I got a
most
notice in that
part.
too, actually. The only
There
time
are
I
times,
actually. Oh, sorry, go
yeah.
ahead. Well,
Particularly, it's the case with mech rifles or chemical lasers. Short
Mhm.
burst lasers you can find and salvage, but if you want a chemical laser build, you have to spend a while searching around in shops and building up an inventory. And it's just so much easier just to build up an inventory of regular medium lasers and have plenty spare in case you want to swap them
Yeah.
out.
Especially since these are considered low tech, so they're actually kind of difficult to find in store because, low tech is only early game and then they kind of just vanish. My experience.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. So
that's
go
the
ahead.
variety of salvage is definitely something that you kind of need mods to fix to get all of those extra weapons into the game on a more regular basis.
have you guys figured out what the
Mhm.
black market does? Because it seems like the black market and the normal market, if they're in the same thing, they're exactly the same like system. They're the exact same thing.
So I normally only see black markets in war zones.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so if you go to a regular war zone without a black market, it's only got a few items available to be sold, whereas a black market is equivalent almost to an industrials hub. It's not as
Mm.
good, but it's better.
Okay, that's the reason for it then. Like I've been noticing every time I go to black market, has exactly the same stuff as the normal market, of where the system is. But I guess I don't know. I just haven't found a use for it. I don't really care for the black market.
I
Hmm.
sort of found them useful sometimes just to, they were more, whilst I'm jumping from war zone to war zone, I have more of a chance of picking up rifles because I
Mm.
actually kind of like the mech rifles.
I do too,
Um,
actually.
End game, I took, I got the Hero King Crab that they reward you with and put 4 heavy rifles on it. And each heavy rifle is doing like 33 pinpoint. So,
Mhm.
120 onto a CT, it just deletes mechs. And that's the
Oh
whole
yeah,
point.
Fair point. I
so
just don't have the patience for them. Those recharge times.
yeah, they are horrendous. They're pretty bad.
Yeah. So one claim I made last episode that I wanted to reinforce is you can, with the Kestrel Lancers, you can now have a full campaign playthrough without ever touching a procedural mission. I still stand by that, though it's probably not going to be all that enjoyable because you're going to punch through a lot of missions that are a bit more difficult than they have need to be. But yeah, it's very much possible now to play a game without touching procedural missions at all if you into that kind of thing. Just need to jump around a bit and take all of the Warzone high priority quests.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
And then speaking of quest change, one change that completely slipped through me when we went over the page notes that we got was when you do a multiple mission quest, you transfer salvage and insurance over to the next mission if you don't use it in a mission.
Oh,
Which
okay.
is incredibly useful. So especially if you're playing unmodded and you have 3 missions in a row without time in between, you
Mhm.
can just max salvage in all 3 missions, but save it up for the last one. Let's say you have a raid mission, another raid mission, and then an assassination mission. You can do the 2 raid missions without taking any salvage. And then on the last assassination mission, where you're facing the big max that you do actually want to salvage, you like that guy. And because you have salvage shares from effectively 3 missions, so 3 times as much as you would usually have, you can actually take it.
But isn't
And
there like a maximum that you can take on salvage, like on those on the missions?
yeah, per mission, but it transfers over all
Yeah.
the things. So
Oh,
it
okay.
just adds. So whatever you pick for this particular mission, let's say you have the option to take 6 salvage shares this mission,
Mm-hmm.
but you already had 6 salvage shares the previous mission. That means you're getting an extra 18 on top of whatever you pick in that
Okay.
second mission.
Okay, well, it's good to know. I'll have to try that tonight, like when I stream. Okay.
Yeah. So for that change, I actually really love the multiple mission contracts now. Just being able to salvage stuff, and especially the insurance. Like first mission kind of maxing out insurance and then not having to worry about losing stuff in future missions because you just take everything with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's super nice.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, multiple mission contracts went on my scale from kind of meh, a bit too difficult for what you get out of them, to they're actually really enjoyable, and I prefer them over most other mission types.
Yeah, they often have the successful negotiation thing, so you get bonus to your
Yes.
payout and shares and everything else. So yeah, they're well worth picking up, even if they are more challenging.
Yeah. Okay.
Only thing I felt little was I didn't know there was little codex that you could click on the top left, but it's all just the simple tutorials you've seen before. And I was a little annoyed though because even though they have this codex and everything, there was one thing I wanted to figure out in game using that codex, and it didn't provide. And that was simply, I'm looking on the map and trying to figure out what missions actually are. What do I do on each mission? I see there's a war zone. What does war zone mean? And I click on the codex, contracts, and just go scanning all the way through it, and it's just like it doesn't explain what all the mission types actually are.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as planning your missions and what you're going to do, there's just so many things left sort of up in the air. There's this mission type, and then until you figure it out or look on the wiki, you don't know what those mission types are. They often tell you like, oh, there's poor visibility and stuff, but sometimes it's like I go on the map and it feels like there's no issues with visibility whatsoever. And so and it's a big open map. Like I'm just suddenly in a big open desert, and they said, "Oh, there's a huge sandstorm." I was like, "Okay, I'll take my SRM brawlers. I'll listen to you, in pre-match information things." And then I'm stuck running across the open desert trying to charge people down with SRMs because
Because
I
they got the
thought we
longer
were
range.
because I was expecting, a
Yeah.
sandstorm with heavily reduced visibility.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the information going into missions is just really not there to make informed decisions. For the most part, as long as you're in the right region, you have level appropriate missions. But it's a little of a shame that I wish the codex gave you enough information that you could figure out more about what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They still haven't fixed the they have like 900 range and you only have 750 in order to go check things. Because I'm getting hit by people with the same weapons at 900 for like tank wise. They still haven't fixed that yet. And I can't see them. I can't target them, but they can target me. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least when you're getting hit from a distance, it's either ding, then
Yeah.
you know it's a scorpion, or it's ding, 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 then you know it's a partisan.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I hate those things. Just the way they can shoot you without you being able to even see them on your radar. I still dislike the short range line of sight based radar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very weird, that radar system, because I was thinking, oh, Beagle active probes, those are useful actually. I quite liked using them on like the Archer and things. But when you're in a different mech, you're the mech next to the Archer. That one can't use its probes locks, at least when it's controlled by an AI.
Yes. The whole how you transfer your targeting info and general radar info is a bit wonky. Especially when the non-player mechs come in, like the
Yeah.
actual AI
Yeah.
support
Mhm.
forces, and those come in. It's a bit weird. Sometimes you can target them, sometimes not. I haven't quite figured out how they work.
Yeah, it means sometimes you could do things like send your AI Lance to basically, it's like, I can't be bothered chasing that hill on the other side of the hill. You guys are right next to it. Just shoot it, please. And they take a while killing that single Scorpion
Yeah.
tank, and then they are just walking back to me, even though there's a horde of other tanks right next to them because they're not sharing their targeting intel. So I can't command them to keep fighting over there. I have to, you can't separate from your lance because of you don't share information, and that's a huge nuisance, honestly.
Yep.
Okay.
Right then. I have one more thing I wanted to touch a bit on, since MechWarrior 5 is a game that heavily relies on mods to be not just good but excellent. And what do you guys think? Can I touch on that for a bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
For a bit, yeah.
No,
Alright, so
you can't talk about
no,
Battletech. No talk about
fine,
Battletech. No robots in this podcast.
fine. I'll talk about the Twitch leak.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, modding. I did get from PGI an additional copy of MechWarrior 5 on Steam in addition to my personal Epic copy that I bought. So I could compare with how the whole mods work on both platforms and how they compare to Mod Nexus. And basically, both Steam and Epic support mods in a solid and pretty user-friendly way, as long as you just want one of the more recent mods. Because it's obviously you just click the mod, say install, or on Steam you press click the mod and say subscribe.
Yeah.
And it's gonna download everything for you. Super convenient. It's gonna auto update them and all of those good things. The main issue I found with both Steam and Epic is you can't really tell if a mod has been updated for a game patch. So with the DLC, obviously a lot of the mods broke, and there was no warning like, by the way, you're playing with outdated mods. Are you sure you want to continue? Maybe you should look at the mod page and see if it's up to date. None of those things here. Though, in fairness, on Mod Nexus, it's not that much easier either. So I found the best way to figure out if mod is updated is to just sort it by last updated on the Mod Nexus or Nexus mods page, and find one that you know is updated, and everything after that is also going to be updated, presumably.
Okay.
But yeah, honestly, if you want to play with mods, if you just want 1 or 2 or 3 mods, feel free to use the workshop or the Epic version of the workshop. It's probably going to be fine. If you plan on using more mods and you want a bit more control, Mod Nexus is really not that difficult, and I can very much recommend Mod Nexus. The easiest way I found to do it is to just look at the page for MechWarrior 5. The page offers you a button to track a mod. So then at the end, you can just go to your track mods and you have a long list of all the mods you want. Then you download all of them. You have to download them individually if you use the web interface, or you can use their client to download them all at once. And then you just paste them into your mod folder. And that's it.
Okay.
So you go to your file system, the MechWarrior 5 folder, and create a folder mods and just put all the things in there, and it's done. You can activate them in game. Super easy and convenient.
Okay.
And what surprised me is how easy it is to play co-op with mods. So I've been playing a completely modded campaign with my girlfriend for the past few days, and I did want to show this. We're using a file service to share our mods. So basically, I downloaded them on my PC. I'm syncing them to my server, and from there, I'm syncing it to my girlfriend's PC, just so we don't have to fiddle with mods on our different file systems. Or you can just put them on an USB stick and share them between PCs, or share the mod download links if you want to keep it more simple. But yeah, this way it's synchronized, and I'm actually sharing this with a couple of my friends on Discord, so we all can play the same mod version, and it's very convenient. And yeah, just compatibility, amazing. So in co-op game, I have crashed twice with no particular reason, but otherwise it's been flawless. Like even the hot joining, I'm in the middle of a mission and my girlfriend just joins me, and we have all these mods running, and she just joins in, takes control of mech mid-mission, and it works. And I'm very much positively amazed by how good the co-op and mod integration is. So great
Good.
job, PGI.
Yeah.
You definitely did good on this one.
Yeah, the launch was pretty horrific as far as co-op wise, but they actually stepped up like No Man's Sky and the rest of the games out there. So good job, PGI.
I have a
Just
feeling, of
one
course,
thing, if one last thing,
their
if you
intention was always to have good integration for these features.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just, it takes a while to implement. Sorry.
Yeah, true.
one last thing you have to pay attention with mods. You should make sure that all players in co-op have the same mods installed. Technically, you don't need to. Some mods are enough in there on the host system, but for the most part, it's by far the easiest to save yourself a lot of trouble to just synchronize the whole mod folder. Like, post it to Google Drive and have the other person download the whole folder and copy it over in one go.
Okay.
It's way easier than just figuring out which mod works, which mod doesn't, and just do the whole thing. Have everyone run the same mods. And then I don't know. I don't think we want to talk about any particular mods today just yet.
We can make
We
a
don't need
special
to go in
episode.
that depth,
Yeah.
but yeah. We have I wonder how long it will be until the next DLC, but it's probably quite a few months. So
Yeah.
Let's say
there'll
about
be a shakeout period, and then you have a long period of just choose
Yeah.
whatever mods you want.
6 months or
Yep.
something.
Yep. And it's
Yep.
definitely cool to see what mods have been updated. Like even the big mods have been pretty fast this time with the extra mech lab and weapon mods, were apparently very easy to update, just a lot of manual copy pasting stuff.
Mhm.
And it's been a really good experience. And one mod that absolutely stands out that I recommend everyone to have is a mod called Purchase Salvage, which allows you to pick more salvage than you have shares. You're just paying for it, and you're paying like 120 or 150% of the item's value. So it's not cheap, but when you're that 1 or 2 shares short of picking that assault mech, it's just so nice to just click it and fine, I'll pay the extra million seabills out of my pocket to have it. And this is something that, in my opinion, should be base game.
Okay.
So yeah, Purchase Salvage, you should enable that particular mod.
It's called Purchase Salvage.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go check it out on Steam. Cool. Okay.
Links are going to be in the description if Bob remembers to do so.
Okay.
I'm just a little gripe from my own personal experiences. I do so many headshots, and of course, I'm an absolute numpty because that means I can never salvage the
Yep.
things.
Yeah.
Always make sure to take off that Victor arm, the King Crab arm, the Hunchback Hunch, and all of those big weapons.
Yeah.
The only last thing I was going to mention was I noticed the AI has quite changed for your allies. It used to be they were like snapshots with sniper weapons,
Mhm.
whereas now there's a lot of missed PPC fire, which feels more realistic, but it also means they're not gods at range, which is a
Yeah.
little sad.
Yeah.